Second.
Any additions, changes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Action items. Need a motion for the statement of review.
So move.
Or questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Need a motion for the Community Action Agency personnel request.
So move.
John or Jen?
Good morning, everyone. Our agency is requesting a new position for an assessment and eligibility specialist, which is essentially an intake worker. We are anticipated to receive triple our funding in our weatherization programming. So in order to support that programming, we want to bring on another intake staff member so that we can divvy up the roles of weatherization intake, utility assistance intake, and then have our third assessment eligibility specialist doing more administrative roles to support that new expansion.
Jen, is that grant long-term or?
It's anticipated to be 5 years. Mhm.
And this is to bring in more projects for weatherization.
Correct.
Identify them. And vet
Correct.
them.
So the intake staff member would bring in new clients, assess their eligibility, and then move them forward in the project.
And if I'm wrong, she'll correct me. I think the bottleneck isn't so much our intake. This will help, but we have one contractor.
We currently have 2 weatherization contractors. We would like to double that, if not more. So that's what some of the expansion efforts will focus on, is expanding our contractor network as well.
Sometimes we'll identify projects for weatherization, and it's having contractors available to actually do the work has been the challenge.
Yes. that
What
is
type
accurate.
of contractors are you looking for?
We are looking for those that can do a lot of its insulation, weather stripping. On some occasions, we'll do windows and doors, but it really focuses on insulation, weather stripping, any kind of air sealing to improve the
So
home.
there's no roofing involved or
Typically, no.
that type of thing.
Typically not.
Okay. I'll
So
keep my
it's-
ears open too, so.
So it's small jobs that mostly are involved, correct?
They're, for the most part, they are smaller jobs. Mhm.
So that would be the challenge, finding people that would do small jobs like that.
Yes,
I would
that's the
imagine.
challenge that we're up against.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any other questions for Jen? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Need a motion for the CMH personnel request.
So move. Second.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, we are here to request a change from a 0.5 occupational therapist to moving that position to a 0.8 FTE. So that's an additional 12 hours per week. That person provides supports and services to adults and children with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And given the notable influx of children coming into the CMH system, we have a need for additional capacity. Thankfully, the staff person has agreed and is willing to move from 0.5 FTE up to 0.8 FTE. There are no additional fund requests. This would be paid for from CMH Medicaid dollars.
It was a benefited position before.
Correct. Yep. It was already a benefited position at 0.5 FTE. So it's a total of what, $22,049.
Any questions? No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Need a motion for the fiscal year 22 budget adjustments.
So move.
Or Karen, anything special?
The only thing I think I'd like to talk about, if there's no questions, is the sheriff contracts So we're billing for officers providing contractual services for a number of communities. We were monitoring that activity and with the loyalty payments and so those rates are set at the beginning of the year. And with the loyalty payments and the 2% that we processed in March, we thought we were fine. And with vacancy savings and other things that they hadn't spent, but then fuel prices started to creep up. And then we were not, we started to get worried that we would not have sufficient funds to cover all those expenses for those contracts. And because we track that activity in a separate fund, we're proposing here, it's near the bottom, it's 10-550. We're proposing to transfer $100,000 from the general fund to support those expenses to make sure that we can finish the fiscal year. And then we are going to talk about adjusting the rates because it's easier for the community if we give them some time. And then next year we'll contribute it back. So that one is a little unique. And so.
So we'll front that cost now and then they'll reimburse us in the next fiscal year.
Correct. Otherwise, we'd have to adjust contract rates and get that money back in the next 3 months. And that seems a little unfair.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions for Karen?
Yeah, Karen, can you just talk about the zeroing out of the no wake grant? We're just not receiving it, or?
No, we received a grant and it was very specific. I asked the same question because that's a lot of money. We generally do not give that kind of funding back when we receive a grant. But what I was told was that the requirements of where the no wake was and all the restrictions against it, they were just having a hard time fulfilling and finding opportunities to spend those dollars. It was due to the restrictions of the grant, not the fact that we have no wake zones anywhere that we could. It's just what the grant would allow reimbursement for.
Okay.
Anything else for Karen? Thank you, Karen. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Discussion items. I see Amanda is online. We can't hear you, Amanda.
What's that?
She's muted.
She's muted.
But she wasn't before. Oh.
Amanda, can you hear us? Amanda?
Yes.
She said to go on, she'll email her comments to you all.
Okay. Thank you, Amanda. Second opportunity for public comment. Any public comment? Seeing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Support. Sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Aye. We are.